Hi. I decided to do this video because the week I went through recently has been pretty bad. I haven't been able to sleep really well, so that is why I look like a ghoul there. Anyway, this video is to explain how I got hacked, how I recovered it, and what tips I would give to someone who might face this situation in the future. Okay, this basically starts on 3rd April, Sunday. I was going about my daily life, editing a video for the following week, and I was checking through my emails. The email I used for sponsors, for business contacts, and Twitter is a different email from my main email. So yeah, I received an email from Space Games. It's supposedly a cloud gaming service. If you didn't know what a cloud gaming service is, it's basically one of those services where you can use any kind of PC or laptop, no matter how bad the specs are, and use like the service to help you run AAA games or run games more smoothly. It is an extremely common concept nowadays, and I did some research, but that wasn't enough. I do know how to look out for scam emails. You know those Russian hackers impersonating a company, or someone telling you that your great-grand uncle died and you have like $3 million sitting in a bank waiting for you. They use like sketchy ass websites and stuff. I do know how to look out for those. But these guys were honestly really smart, and they got me really good, obviously. They offered me a very reasonable price, and the email was very well written out. They basically offered me a normal advertisement fee, not too high, not too low. It was literally perfect for my view count at that point in time. So after some discussions, we agreed on a fee, agreed on some admin matters, and they directed me to their website to download partnership materials. And that is also very common, such as like Skillshare, Surfshark. They do provide materials for you to use in your advertisement to make it look nicer and cleaner. And that is one of the other things that they did really different from other emails. Bad scam emails, they just attach a zip file, ask you to download it, unzip it with some passcode, and yeah, those are bad. So before I bring up the point of me downloading partnership materials off the Space Games website, Space Games actually was a legitimate thing. It was an actual service that was supposed to launch but got cancelled, and these guys are just using the name Space Games to scam people. So these guys basically had the original Space Games domain, and the website was very legit. It basically was the same website as the real Space Games website. It doesn't look like a scammy Russian made website, it's a proper website. So I downloaded the partnership materials, and it came with like Word documents, MP4 files, but that was when I noticed something was wrong, because the Word documents ended with .doc .exe. So documents aren't supposed to have a .exe, and the MP4 files also had a .exe, and you can basically guess what happens from there on. So after all that, I deleted all the files properly, ran a Malwarebytes scan for my personal mental health, even though it did nothing. And the most important thing that I thought was the smartest move I could do, I turned on two-factor authentication for all of my accounts. And for Google, I actually turned on a recovery email, my phone number, the Google Authenticator app, a backup code, a security code, and yeah, we'll get to it. So yeah, that was the end of Sunday, the 3rd April. My life just continued on like a normal daily life. And if you didn't know, I'm actually in the army, so unless I'm allowed to go home on a weekday or only on the weekends, I do not have access to my computer at all. So one day passed, Monday, April 4th, absolutely nothing wrong. I was feeling a little safer, but on April 5th, Tuesday, I woke up to a lot of DMs on Twitter and Instagram. I remember it very clearly. It was about 7:15 AM when I woke up. I checked my Twitter and my Instagram, and it was flooded with every single DM you can think of about how I got hacked. People asking me, did you get hacked? People telling me I got hacked. People telling me, did you sell your channel? And people telling me, is this an April Fool's joke? So yeah, I hopped onto YouTube, saw my channel renamed into Ethereum.corp. Every single branding I had was gone, and they were doing some live stream about selling some crypto shit. And I was like, shit, what do I do now? So I tried logging into my Google account, the main Google account that houses my YouTube channel. Somehow, they removed every single 2FA that I had and replaced it with their information. So they had every single 2FA against me. And this all happened without me receiving a single message on my phone from my 2FA. That's pretty crazy. So the second thing I did was text Squashy. He is one of my closest friends, so I just texted him and told him the situation that was going on. So he told me to tweet at YouTube, and that would be the fastest way for them to reach out. So that's exactly what I did. At about 7:40 AM, I tweeted at YouTube, explaining to them the whole situation I was in. And this is the point where I thank each and every one of you who helped liked, commented, or retweeted or quote tweeted this tweet. Because by 8 AM, YouTube reached out to me through Twitter DMs. And by the end of the day, they have a specialist team for the hijackers of YouTube's. They emailed me for more information. And about a few hours later, I saw the channel get terminated. and I instantly went on Twitter and DM'd YouTube. Was it them who terminated the channel, or did the hijackers terminate the channel? But they didn't reply, so I was feeling a little panicky, quite panicky, couldn't sleep. I just waited for them to get back to me via email for more instructions. I barely got any sleep. I was basically thinking of all kinds of possibilities and outcomes that would happen and what I would do in that certain situation. And about 7 PM on 6 April Wednesday, they gave me instructions to retrieve my Google account. I felt somewhat more relieved because I would get my main email back. So I retrieved my Google account. Thank you YouTube for that. It really went extremely well. But the channel was still terminated, so still kinda panicky, but not as much. And as I was about to sleep on that day, still couldn't sleep even though I had my email account. The thoughts of what if they just hack into the system and like get my email back again. You know, I wouldn't even know if they did it. So I would wake up every once in a while just to check if I still have my email throughout the whole night. So yeah. But by 7th April, the next day, about 3 PM, I got my final email to say that you can retrieve your channel now. They have reactivated the channel. They said that I can make changes to it to revert it back to its original state as you see it now. And that's the end of the story, which is amazing news, of course. So yeah, I have finally wiped my PC and restarted everything, so I feel very safe now. There is no files to endanger me anymore. So here are 5 tips to you if you ever go through the same situation, but touch wood, you know. Number 1, if this ever happens to you, tweet at YouTube. It is one of the fastest and easiest way to reach out to them. Number 2 is ensure you have all your important information, your channel ID. I'm not talking about your custom channel URL. I'm talking about your specific own channel ID. Yes, the long link that you have. All kinds of specific information YouTube will ask from you to retrieve your channel, and I had to dig through a lot of stuff to find it. But if I had it on hand, it would be so much easier. Keep like a notepad or something, just keep it safe and make sure that you have all your channel IDs saved. Number 3 is use a different email for certain things. I had Twitter on a separate email, and of course my business contact was a separate email, so that actually helped me a lot. Without Twitter, I think I would have died. So do not bomb everything into a single email, because once the email is gone, you are basically a dead person. Number 4 is wipe your whole PC after the process is done. Even though you might have downloaded the files into a certain location that you chose, but that file might have just like spread to somewhere else after installing. You never know. Just clear your whole PC, do a fresh start, fresh OS, you know, get it clean and neat. Number 5 is do not give up and be patient. I don't think I did any of those. I didn't give up though, but I wasn't really patient. YouTube got your back and I have your back. If you ever need reassurance, just DM me on Twitter. I'll text you like it's going to be fine. Alright. So yeah, that's been my week. I think this was the first time I actually experienced how easy it is to lose your channel just like that. In the snap of a finger, it's gone. I was just sleeping and it just disappeared. Especially after 16 months of being on YouTube, I can't imagine if other YouTubers who have been on the platform for an even longer time lose their channels, the feeling they must get. But the feeling I had was horrible. Some of you don't know, but I'm in the army camp on the weekdays, so I'm only out on Saturdays and Sundays. So on Saturday, I film, Sunday I edit, and I'm back in camp. And I've been doing that for the past 16 months, and it is pretty draining. I am pretty tired, but everything else keeps me going at it. So thank you all those who are watching my videos. I always try my best to upload weekly, and I am aiming for 2 videos a week now. So one final thing I would like to say is thank you from the bottom of my heart, each and every one of you, for always supporting me. All those who watch my videos, all those who are subscribed, all those who like the videos, take your time to comment. These really mean a lot. Those who help me on Twitter, retweeted, all the other YouTubers who helped me through the whole situation. So yeah, I'll see you guys. Thank you. That might have been too wholesome. Okay, subscribe, noobs.